Good day, everyone. I am Kimberly Joy E. Mello, and let's travel the wonderful country, Scotland. Scotland, a country that is part of the United Kingdom, covering the northern third of the island of a Great Britain, has a 96-mile, 154-kilometer border with England to the southeast and is otherwise surrounded by the Atlantic Ocean to the north and west, the North Sea to the northeast and east, and the Irish Sea to the south. President and Prime Minister of Scotland is the same, Nicola Ferguson Sturgeon. Nicola Ferguson Sturgeon is born in July 1970, a Scottish politician serving as a First Minister of Scotland and leader of the Scottish National Party SNP since 2014. A law graduate of the University of Glasgow, she is the first woman to hold either position. Form of government. Scotland's head of government is the British Prime Minister, and the head of state is the British monarch. Local government. Local authorities in Scotland are administrative bodies that must act within the framework of laws passed by the European, United Kingdom, and Scottish parliaments. Justice. Scotland has a distinct legal judicial system that is based on Roman law. Political process. All citizens at least 18 years of age are eligible to vote. Voters in Scotland elect representatives to local councils, the Scottish Parliament, the British House of the Commons, and the European Parliament. Security. Military planning in Scotland is the responsibility of British government. Scotland is the site of a number of key military installations, including several belonging to the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. Health and welfare. Healthcare in Scotland is provided mostly free of charge through the National Health Services. Housing. Home ownership in Scotland generally has lagged behind that of the rest of the United Kingdom. Education of Scotland. Scotland's education system is rooted in tradition. Schools run by the church existed in the Middle Ages, and by the end of the 15th century, Scotland already had 3 universities. And lastly, cultural life. Scotland's culture and costumes remain remarkable, vigorous, and distinctive despite the country's union with the United Kingdom since the early 18th century and the threat of dominance by its more powerful partner to the south. This is the map of Scotland. Let's proceed. The currency of Scotland. Pound sterling symbol is. Let's proceed. The tourist destination of Scotland. First is Edinburgh Castle and the Royal Mile. Is a historical castle in Edinburgh, Scotland. Is standards on Castle Rock, which has been occupied by humans since at least the Iron Age, although the nature of the early settlement is unclear. Second, Loch Lomond is a freshwater Scottish loch which crosses the Highland boundary fault, often considered the boundary between the lowlands of central Scotland. Third, crossing Loch Ness and the Caledonian Canal. One of the best ways to have a true Scottish experience is to cross Scotland's Great Glen in a V shape, sailing through Loch Ness and along the incredible Caledonian Canal. And the fourth is the Royal Yacht Britannia Edinburgh. Her Majesty's Yacht Britannia, also known as the Royal Yacht Britannia, is the former royal yacht of the British monarchy. She was in service from 1954 until 1997. Fifth, Isle of Skye and the Inner Hebrides. Largest island of the Inner Hebrides are Skye, Mull, Jura, and Islay. The small island Skye and the surrounding islands are parts of the Highland Council area and belong to the historic country of the Inverness Shire. 6. String Castle. Located in Stirling, is one of the largest and most important castles in Scotland, both historically and architecturally. 7 is Kelvin Grove Art Gallery and Museum, Glasgow. Is a museum and art gallery in Glasgow, Scotland. It reopened in 2006 after a 3-year refurbishment, and since then has been one of Scotland's most popular visitor attractions. 8. Golf and St. Andrews. Since 1985, Links Golf St. Andrews has been welcomed golfers from all over the world, providing them with the ultimate golf experience as they play some of the world's finest and most famous golf courses. 9. Fort William and Ben Nevis is the highest mountain in Scotland, the United Kingdom, and the British Isles. The summit is 4,411 feet above sea level and is the highest climbed in any direction for 459 miles. 10. Riverside Museum and the Tall Ship, Glasgow is the first purpose-built museum created by Glasgow Life in the 21st century. 11. The Northern Highlands. Named by Lonely Planet as one of the best regions in the world to visit in 2019, the Scottish Highlands is one of the most beautiful places in Scotland. 12. Islay of Arran is a place where you can find a little bit of everything you've ever want from a Scottish island, an ever-changing coastline, dramatic mountain peaks, several beaches, verdant forests, great cultural festivals, and a wealth of tasty local produce. 13. Visit the site of the Battle of Culloden. This year is the 275th anniversary of one of the bloodiest and most famous battles ever fought in Scotland. And lastly, Robbie Burns Country, the Burns Heritage Trail. Travel details from the Philippines to Scotland. The total straight line distance between Scotland and Philippines is 14,243 km and 846.16 meters. The miles-based distance from Scotland to Philippines is 8,850.7 miles. This is the straight line's distance, and so most of the time, the actual travel distance between Scotland and Philippines may be higher or vary due to curvature of the route. And now, let's proceed the exciting part of my discussion, which is food, specialty, and delicacies. First, haggis is a savory pudding containing sheep's plank, minced with onion, oatmeal, sweet, spices, and salt mixed with stock and cooked while traditionally encased in the animal's stomach, though now an artificial casing is often used instead. Second, fresh fish. Third, lobster. Fourth, grouse is a native to Scotland but is found elsewhere in the UK. Its flesh is rich with a distinctive red color and a gamey flavor, and it's quite small, meaning that one bird is enough for one person. 5. Colon skin. 6. Corned meat and cheese. 7. Gin. 8. Whiskey. 9. Porridge. And lastly, soft bread. Economic status and source of income of the people of Scotland. The economy of Scotland is an open mixed economy which in 2020 had estimated nominal gross domestic product GDP of $205 billion including oil and gas extraction in Scottish waters. The sectors that contribute most to the UK's GDP are services, manufacturing, construction, and tourism. Scotland was one of the industrial powerhouses of Europe from the time of the Industrial Revolution onwards, being a world leader in manufacturing. Now, let's proceed of PE and arts in Scotland. The Scottish Government, through Education Scotland and Sports Scotland, has made a strong commitment to support local authorities to work towards providing a strong, inclusive, intellected, and collaborative approach to physical education, physical activity, and school sport (PIPAS). Physical education at the University of Edinburgh is an introduction to the expressive arts curriculum area, which includes art and design, dance, drama, and music. Language and nationality of Scotland. The Gaelic language currently spoken in Scotland is Scottish Gaelic. It is widely spoken in the Outer Hebrides and also in the parts of the Inner Hebrides and Scottish Highlands, and by some people in other areas of Scotland. Today, the main language spoken in Scotland is English, while Scots, Scottish Gaelic, and Minotari languages. The dialect of English spoken in Scotland is referred to as Scottish English. Let's proceed the tribe and dances of Scotland. Fun, enjoyment, and bringing people together with known dances defines Celtics dancing. It is popular of weddings and festivals, and many communities have the Celtic dance calendar. National Dance of Scotland. Scottish Lilt. The lilt exemplifies national dances, as it is very grateful and heavily influenced by ballet. It is an unusual dance because it has only 6 beats per measure rather than the standard 8. And now, let's proceed. Folk dances of Scotland. First, Strathspey and Tulloch. Slow cottage dance for 4 or 5 couples, a variety of country dance. Second, Highland dance, a games that select their best men at arms, and the discipline required to perform the Highland dances allowed men to demonstrate their strength, stamina, and agility. Lastly, Schiehallion depicts the slow, steady climb to get to the top of the mountain. In the first part with the Strathspey step, the faster descent with the reel in the second part. And now, let's proceed. Music accompaniment of Scotland. Folk music. Scotland is world renowned for its traditional music, sometimes referred to as folk music, and its origins can be traced back thousands of years. Today, this music remains just as popular and culturally relevant as it has ever been. Piano accompaniment is a varied and challenging postgraduate program led by lecturer and piano accompanist Scott Mitchell, alongside a team of highly experienced professional accompanists and chamber musicians. That's all, and once again, good day everyone.